case study we want to introduce today was recently conducted in the two innovation design markets for a large beauty corporation. And as you can imagine, the beauty category is a really busy place when it comes to innovations, with challenger brands rising weekly, introducing new concepts. So speed to market is certainly key, but the key challenge for our client was to identify sustainable innovation territories in a category that is full of short-lived trends and fads that ebb away fast. Let me start off with a short case study profile. Our client is currently operating in facial skincare, but wanted to look beyond across all beauty sectors, including adjacent categories. We collected more than 3 million search and social signals in the United States and China. Our analysis revealed 190 needs, and within we discovered 70 unmet needs. We surfaced more than 40 trends and developed a macro trend framework to identify the macro forces that promising innovation spaces should be connected to. In total, we were able to identify more than 30 sustained innovation platforms, including concrete ideas that user developed and innovation signals that can be transformed into tactical opportunities from our trend predictions. So here's what we did concretely. We obviously started off by harvesting the social and search data universe for the beauty hunting. We then applied the semantic AI agents to identify needs, user innovations, and trends. As the third step, we mapped the needs based on relative importance and current satisfaction to isolate the unmet needs that represent opportunities. At the same time, we mapped the trend landscape based on maturity and velocity, so the speed of travel on particular trends. At the last stage, we paired the user innovations we discovered with the unmet needs that eventually form need-solution pairs and therefore represent concrete innovation opportunities. And while the process flow may look complex and long, we executed it all within 15 workdays, and an average project cycle with insight deployment usually takes no longer than 25 workdays. But how does the semantic AI behind actually work? For innovation spaces, we leverage an in-house developed unsupervised machine learning method that is grounded on a bidirectional deep neural network. The technique turns each word or phrase in a data corpus into a numerical vector and represents them in a gigantic dimensional space. It then utilizes the distributional patterns and relationships of these consumer expressions to each other to identify semantic similarities between topics. Let me give you an example. If Peter says Italian gelato tastes rich, and Paul says the ice cream in Sicily was velvety, the algorithm will be able to understand that these two sentences are semantically identical, even though they have not a single word in common. So the model is able to identify the meaning behind distinctive topic clusters within the large data corpus. So we will be able to differentiate between expressions that refer to improving sleep, boosting immunity, or gut health in the example we see here. Within each of these clusters, we can then drill deeper down to understand the context patterns within a topic to learn that, in example, turmeric is a close semantic neighbor in the neighborhood of immunity boost. After we discovered and clustered the need landscape in a category, we used the same technique to surface user innovations and the associated context, such as what is the original motivation to innovate. A great benefit of the bottom-up topic modeling technique is that it's language agnostic. Today, we support 105 languages from Albanian to Zulu, and you can even combine multiple languages in one model run. But now let's move on and have a deeper look at some analytic examples to see how it all ties together and delivers practical insight value. We started with the need and opportunity mapping that plots the need landscape based on the majority of the need in the market and the satisfaction to understand if those needs are well served by currently available products or rather a pain point and frustrating experience for consumers. Therefore, innovation opportunities residue at the bottom of the chart where young needs or more mature needs are located that both are currently underserved by brands. Going further, to identify a value proposition that addresses emerging unmet needs, we analyzed how the need landscape intersects. The need co-occurrency helped our clients to unveil which must-have needs should be combined with the innovation opportunities we discovered from unmet needs. For example, we identified the emerging need for product ingredients such as castor oil that foster eyebrow growth, but a future product to address this need also needs to deliver against the need for more brow volume at the same time to be compelling enough. I mentioned earlier that discovering long-term innovation platforms require that these white spaces get fueled by macro trends in the market. Our trend discovery and prediction approach was therefore critical to take the guesswork out and prioritize the strategic innovation options. We developed an econometric model based on social data and search data from Google, Amazon, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter to predict the probable growth scenarios for the key macro trends in beauty. It eventually helped the client enormously to prioritize the innovation opportunities that benefit from the tailwind of macro trends in the market. And lastly, we develop need solution pairs that unite the unmet need with user innovations that address the need. On the left side of the page, we see the need domain with insights on the need evolution across the two data sources, the underlying functional and emotional needs, the key moments that a particular need is experienced, the audience behind, as well as the desired outcome or job that still needs to be done. On the right side, we bring in the user innovations we identify that match the need. So all the hacks, recipes, prototype products, and behaviors that consumers develop to address the need. This proved to be an incredible source of inspiration for the innovation sprints later that then transformed our innovation spaces inside layers into product concepts. Now let's take a little PowerPoint break, as I assume you are longing for some live innovation insights.